Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a review on a new foundation from the drugstore that recently came out that I'm super excited about. This is by the brand Milani, and it is their Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation Plus Concealer. This is what the packaging looks like. I think it's totally adorable. I think it's just really sleek and pretty. It's a glass bottle. It comes with 1 fluid ounce, and best part is it has a pump. Ladies and gentlemen, it has a pump. A lot of drugstore foundations don't have pumps, so this is super exciting. Love the packaging. Think it's absolutely adorable. So I believe that this is the first foundation that Milani's ever come out with, at least in liquid form. I believe they have a powder foundation, or at least facial powder, but I don't believe that they've ever come out with a liquid foundation before, so this is super exciting for the brand. I found mine at CVS. You can find it wherever Milani is sold. I know some Walmart sell Milani, CVS, I want to say that that's it. And obviously online. I ran into this foundation at my local CVS and I was super excited, and I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about it, so I wanted to make a video for you guys to just give you guys my review on it. I do have the foundation on right now, so you guys can tell, you know, what it looks like on my skin, and let's get started. So on the back of this foundation, it says it's medium to full coverage, lightweight, oil-free formula, long-wearing, water-resistant, and sweat-proof. Okay, so first things first about this foundation. Like I said, it is a Conceal and Perfect foundation. So basically that's just saying it's a concealer and a foundation in one product. So basically when you see that, Conceal and Perfect, to me that says you are gonna have full coverage, flawless. It's gonna be beautiful, and that is exactly what this foundation is. It is absolutely full coverage. I have so much on my skin that I need to cover up, especially right now. My skin's been freaking out. If you watch my videos, I've been saying this for a couple months now. My skin's just been totally freaking out and crazy, but this covers absolutely everything. So that's the first thing I wanna mention, is that this is definitely a full coverage foundation. So if you're not really into full coverage, or you don't need full coverage, you might not enjoy this because it is full coverage, but it's not heavy on your skin at all, so that's a plus. I believe that this retails around $10. I got mine, I think $10.49 or something at CVS. But you know, if you find a coupon or whatever, great. It's not the lowest price at the drugstore for foundations, but it's also not the highest price, so it's right there in the middle. I think $10 for a drugstore foundation is pretty good, especially one that's in this nice of packaging too, with a pump. That's a really big plus. It's definitely lightweight. I don't feel like it's heavy on my skin. Long wearing, water resistant, and sweat proof. As far as long wearing claim goes, I would agree with that. It doesn't last me flawlessly through a full work day, but it lasts me pretty well. So by that I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like falling off of my skin or anything like that, but it does sort of, I am sort of like a little shiny at the end of the day and blah, blah, blah. So the coverage is still there, but you know, your oils show through and everything, which is pretty normal for foundation. So not that big of a deal, but it definitely gets me through an 8-hour work day. Coverage wise, no problem. Water resistant, sweat proof. I guess I haven't really been sweating because it's -5 degrees outside where I live right now. I don't know that I would say it's water resistant. I have to mention something. I was wearing this at work the other day and I was laughing so hard that I was crying. So I was like kind of blotting my face with a tissue so my mascara wouldn't run all over my skin. And I noticed that a lot of my foundation had come off onto the tissue. So, I mean, water resistant, I don't really think so, but unless you're dipping your whole face in a puddle of water, I don't think that really matters, right? Now let's talk about the color selection. I will mention the amount of shades that it comes in right over here. I believe it comes in a pretty wide range of shades, but I will say this is 01 Creamy Vanilla, the shade that I got. This is the lightest shade that they have, and I have to tell you, it's a little bit too dark on me. So if you are any more fair than I am, if you have like really porcelain skin, this is not gonna work for you. I'll pump it on the back of my hand just so you guys can see. It's very, very yellow, like very yellow, which is fine for me because I like a yellow tinted foundation. Hopefully you guys can tell. Yeah. So So as you guys can see, it's very, very yellow. But as you can also probably tell, it's extremely full coverage and it's a thick foundation. It's thick, but it's comfortable. Again, it doesn't feel like super heavy on my skin or anything like that. If you have super dry skin, I think that this would be fine for you, but you definitely have to use a really good moisturizer before using this, or maybe a moisturizer and like a facial mist or something, just to give your skin that extra boost of hydration. I'm using some new skin products right now, so my face is really, really dry. This isn't really accentuating my dry patches, but I also moisturized really well before I applied it. So that's just something to mention. I think if you have oily skin, you'll love this. Again, towards the end of the day, after like 8 hours, I noticed that I'm getting a little bit oily, but it's nothing that I can't live with, or that a little bit of powder or touching up can't fix, so that is fine by me. You really have to work it into your skin too. That's another thing I want to mention. I think that this works better if you just kind of like apply it to half of your face at a time, or section at a time, just so it doesn't dry onto your face before you get to really work it in. It definitely is thick, but I love that in foundation because that usually means it's full coverage, which that one definitely is, so I love that. The brush I've been using with it a lot lately has been the Real Techniques, I think this is the buffing, yes, the buffing brush. I really like this. I find it blends out the foundation flawlessly. I have no issues with it. I haven't tried it with a beauty blender, but the other day I had the foundation on, and then I was applying my concealer and blending that out with a beauty blender, and I kind of just took the beauty blender and just like went over my face real quick just to make sure my foundation wasn't like cakey or anything. And it looked really pretty, but I haven't applied like a full face of foundation with the beauty blender or a damp sponge, but I think it would work wonderfully, and I think it would even make the product a little more workable and a little less thick for those of you that might have really dry skin. I think that this provides just beautiful, flawless coverage. As you can see, pretty much everything on my face is covered up. I would say it's like a semi-matte finish. It's not totally matte, but it's definitely not dewy. It just gives you a nice skin-like finish. I just think it's really, really pretty. And again, it covers everything I need it to cover, so that's an absolute A++ in my book. It's totally full coverage. I love it. One last thing I wanted to mention was the scent of the foundation. I am not a fan of it at all. It definitely has some sort of a scent to it. At first, like when I smell it out of the bottle, it just kind of smells, I don't know, not like a sunscreen, but almost like a mild sunscreen. By the way, I don't think this has sunscreen in it. I don't think so. So make sure you use a moisturizer with sunscreen in it. But anyway, it doesn't really smell bad when I smell it in the bottle, but when I apply it to my face, this is gonna sound so weird, but I almost feel like it smells like pee. That's like really weird. That's really weird. But I don't know if anybody else has tried this and notices that like slight pee smell. Let me know that I'm not crazy, because that's what I smell. It does go away after a while, but initially I apply this to my face and I'm like, ooh, gosh, stinky. But I don't know what's up with the smell, but that's okay. I can look past it. So overall, I just absolutely love this. I think this is a total win for drugstore foundations and for Milani as a brand. I just think it is such a great foundation. Again, it's, as far as I know, the first liquid foundation that Milani has done, and I think they did a great job. Again, the packaging is just nice and sleek, and it has a pump, which is amazing. And it's only $10, which is really cheap. And I mean, this compares to some high-end foundations in my book. So I absolutely love this. Let me know if you guys have tried it and what your thoughts are on it. I, again, just think it's absolutely great, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorite foundations. I also wanted to mention it hasn't really broken me out at all. My skin's just crazy on its own, but I don't have any breakouts because of this foundation as far as I've noticed yet. If I keep trying it and I notice that it's breaking me out or anything, I'll leave that in the down bar. I just love it. I think it's awesome. I think you guys will love it too if you're looking for a really full coverage drugstore foundation. Again, if you guys have tried this, let me know what your thoughts are on it, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.